was a freshman in college, I shared a dorm room with a roommate. So we slept in the same room. And she had a normal relationship with food, whereas I was trying to eat as clean and healthy as possible. I was obsessed with my weight, and I would only have lean proteins, vegetables, super clean foods. And she would have normal people food. She had Cheez-Its, fruit snacks, cookies, things like that, cereal, Pop-Tarts, normal snacks that people have. And I would, whenever she would leave and go to class, I would do my dang hardest to not eat her food. It was obviously not mine. And in the back of my mind, it was junk food. It was bad for weight loss. It was unhealthy. It was off limits. Absolutely not. Right? But we were in the same room. It was right in front of me. And I just kept thinking about it constantly because I was so obsessed with eating healthy and not eating junk food. And I was just constantly thinking about it to the point where when she would leave, I would devour all of her snacks. And luckily, we lived right next to a grocery store, like a 5-minute walk. So I would devour all her snacks, and then I would go to the grocery store and replace them and come back as quickly as I could so that she would never know that it was missing. She still doesn't know this to this day. So if she watches these videos, which I don't think she will, but sorry about that. But that just goes to show how obsessed with food I was, what my relationship with food was like. And that went on for 10 years of my life. It got to the point where even in college, where I'm studying full time, I don't even feel like I had a real college experience because I was thinking about food in my body 24/7. And again, that was my life for 10 years. I was technically a functioning human doing the things that I need to do, but food was on my mind 24/7. It was literal hell. Literal hell. So if you are going through this right now, if you are in the binge eating restricting cycle where you try to eat so healthy, super low calorie, you want to lose as much weight as possible, which then leads you to eating all of the junk food you can get your hands on in the matter of minutes. You literally eat thousands of calories in the matter of minutes to the point where you absolutely hate the crap out of yourself. If you are going through that right now, I so feel you. I know exactly what that feels like. And I am sitting here right now telling you that I never thought that I would get out of that binge eating restricting cycle because I was in it for so long. And at some point I just gave up hope. But I am sitting here now. I am telling you that I have an amazing relationship with food. Yesterday I went to Subway and I got a cookie and I ate it. And I didn't think about it after. Like the old me would be mind blown that I could just have a cookie and not make a big deal out of it. I didn't know that was possible for me. I am sitting here today to tell you that I have the best relationship with food I have ever had. I eat mainly healthy, but if I'm craving something, I allow myself to have it and I don't stress about it. And I freaking love my body. I feel so fit and so active and so good and so confident. I never thought I could get here. So I just want you to know that it is, no matter how long you've been in this binge eating cycle, it is absolutely possible to not only overcome it and have a healthy relationship with food, but also reach your fitness goals and love your body and feel so good and so confident and beautiful in your skin It is possible. And in today's video, I'm going to give you my words of advice that really helped me and honestly what I wish I heard when I was in the thick of my binge eating. Now, if you are new to this channel, hello and welcome. My name is Vivian, but you can call me Viv, and I am so happy to have you here. So let's just get right into it. What I wish somebody told me if I could go back and talk to my old self is that it's normal to not trust yourself around food right now because you don't have self-control. Lord knows I didn't. I did not have self-control. If it wasn't super healthy, I had no control around it. If it was something that I considered junk food or off limits, I had zero self-control. If you feel like you have no self-control around food that you don't deem healthy, just know that's okay. That is normal. However, the only way that you are going to develop the relaxed, happy relationship with food that you want is that you're going to have to start incorporating these foods that you don't currently have self-control around. And you are going to be scared because you are not going to trust yourself. But the only way you're ever going to develop that healthy, balanced relationship is if you start incorporating these foods that you consider off limits and stop making them off limits. Here's the thing. Because you have never practiced self-control around these foods, in the beginning, your self-control is going to be very messy. Meaning, you're going to tell yourself, okay, I'm just going to have one cookie after dinner tonight because that's what I'm craving. I'm just going to have one cookie. And when you eat that cookie, the old habits of binging of, oh my God, now I want the whole box, it's going to creep up. Like you've ingrained that habit in yourself for so long. It's going to creep up, okay? I want you to understand that that's okay. That's okay and that is normal. I had to go through this myself where I incorporated the things that I previously considered off limits when I was craving it. And it was hard in the beginning because I didn't just want to stop at one. I wanted to have the whole box. And honestly, when I told myself I was going to have one, that did usually turn into 6 or 7. But here's the thing, okay? 6 or 7 eventually turned into 4 or 5, which then eventually turned into 3 to 4, which then eventually turned into 1 to 2. And now I can have what I said I was going to have. So if I tell myself I'm going to have 10 chips or 10 Cheez-Its, for example, I can actually stop at 10, which is insanity. Because before, once I started, there was no ending. It wasn't until I was so physically full to the point where like I literally just couldn't feel my stomach anymore. That was the only way I could stop before. But again, the only way I was able to get to this point was I had to start incorporating it and go through the messy period of calming myself down, practicing self-control, eating slowly. And yes, sometimes, like I said, in the beginning, especially that one cookie that I was supposed to have turned to 7. And no, it didn't feel good. But I knew that if I kept avoiding it and I didn't do this hard work of, okay, I had 7, step away from the kitchen, Vivian, go do something else, go brush your teeth, go drink water, like actively stopping myself in that moment and going through those messy periods and practicing that discipline and self-control, even when I wanted to keep eating. If I didn't practice that and go through that messy period, I would never be where I am now. I would never be where I am now because you have to go through it to overcome it. But if you keep avoiding it because you know you don't have self-control and you're scared, you're never going to be able to practice that self-control and self-discipline. And so what I wish I knew, or what I wish I could go back and tell myself, is that it's okay for it to be messy. It's okay if you intended to have one small piece of cake and it turned to 5 or 10 or whatever. Like the fact that you even have the courage to face your fears and to face the food that scares you because you don't trust yourself around it. If you have the courage to face that, and you have the persistence and the commitment, it will get better. It's like any habit, any habit you start, you are going to suck at first. Practicing self-control around food is a skill. And the only way we get better at any skill is with practice. And the only reason you don't have self-control and self-discipline around these palatable foods is because you've never practiced. Your version of practice is just don't eat it, avoid it until you get stressed or anxious or it's in your face and then you binge. That's not practice. Practice is you have to incorporate it when, not just when you're stressed or bored or whatever, you have to incorporate it when you are feeling good. Because when you're feeling good, you just want to eat healthy so you can make as much progress as possible. But those are the moments when you have to say, okay, I'm feeling good, I'm feeling calm, and in this moment, I have the capability of practicing eating slowly, eating small portions of what I'm craving, even though that scares the heck out of me. Because those are the times where you're able to calm yourself better, where you are able to step away from the kitchen, even though, yes, that temptation it's still difficult. It's still going to call your name. It's still going to be hard to stop at one. But the only way you practice it is by being in the arena. And so if there's one thing I could tell you today is that I know how terrifying it is and the resistance you have against wanting to incorporate these off-limits foods into your nutrition plan, because I was resistant to it for years. I was like, heck no, there's no way, there's no way. But until I finally allowed myself to embrace that mindset and just say, you know what, if I keep avoiding it, I'm never going to get over this. It wasn't until I had the courage to start implementing these scary foods into my nutrition plan was I able to develop the self-control and self-discipline that I have now, where again, yesterday, like having that one Subway cookie and then not going back and buying 5 more. Holy heck. That was huge for me. That was one of the biggest wins that the old me could ever imagine. And if you are in this restricting binge eating cycle, you know exactly what I'm talking about, where you have one cookie and you just stop at that and you don't feel guilty and you don't feel the need to then eat thousands of calories of everything that's off limits. Like what? That's crazy. That is crazy. So I really hope that today's video gave you some kind of insight and value. You can clearly tell how passionate I am about it because I know how horrible it is to have your entire life be controlled by food. It sucks. I mean, you don't even feel like you have a life because it's literally dictated by food. So I could not express this with more passion. But again, I really hope you found this video helpful. Now, if you want to work with me one-on-one to overcome yo-yo dieting, develop a healthy relationship with food, and reach your fitness goals, then please head to www.teamevolve.co and submit an application form. You can also follow me on Instagram at Vivian No and on TikTok at Vivian No with an underscore at the end. I am just sending you so much love, so much compassion and support on your journey. If you're going through this right now, I just want to give you the biggest freaking hug right now. I really do. So I'm sending you so much love through the camera, and I hope that you can feel it. And if you want to see more binge eating content from me, then go ahead and click this video right here. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.